Welcome to This Day for this Wednesday, March 19th. I'm Paul Ortiz, filling in for Bree Cox Kennedy. We appreciate you staying with us for the next half hour. We have a great show for you today. We're going to have McEachern Construction. He'll be joining us today. Not only will Dan be joining us, let me get out of the way here. Not only will we'll have Dan with us, but we're also going to be talking to his son Brando, and they're going to be telling us about all kind of renovations that they've been doing here in our community. And we're also going to have the old pros with us. That's Michael Pontecorva, and also Keith Lee Wilkinson will be joining us, and they'll be telling us about some upcoming performances that the old pros will be doing here in Laguna Woods Village. And we want to also tell you about, staying informed. We always talk about earthquakes and disasters, sort of things, emergency preparedness, but a lot of times we forget about our pets. So this is just something we want to remind everybody that, the pets need to have food, they need water. If your pet is on some kind of medication, you need to make sure that they're a part of your go bag. So, if you have your go bag prepared for you, let's get yourself another go bag and get something for the pets as well. And we all learned that from the recent wildfires throughout Southern California. So, if you have a cat or a dog that live with you, make sure that they're taken care of as well. And you can also go to our website and look at what's up in the village. It'll have some terrific information about what you can put in your go bag, everything from medication, from food to water, and even cleaning supplies sometimes for your pets as well. So be sure and check that out. Hey, and also check out the weather. It looks like we're going to have some great weather for the next couple of days. We've got a beautiful stretch of weather ahead. Today will be the warmest day, hitting about 74 degrees. But things will cool down just a little bit on Saturday. It's as it gets cooler in that high 60s, low 70s kind of range. Overnight temperatures are going to be wonderful there in the 50s. And by Sunday, we're going to be warm again. So overall, it's looking like a great week to be outside. Go out there, play some golf. Remember, the Hogue Classic is going to be at the Newport Beach Country Club. I believe that tournament starts tomorrow and will run through Sunday. So some terrific weather for the next couple of days. Hey, well, we don't have any meetings for you today. And when we come back, we'll be back with Dan McEachern and Brandon McEachern of McEachern Construction.
Community Bridge Builders and the African American Heritage Club proudly present The Spirit of Harriet Tubman, Saturday, May 31st at 4 p.m. at the Laguna Woods Village Performing Arts Center. Tickets at the PAC box office, $20, $30, and $40. For more information, call Rebecca Gillard at 949-452-0464 or Willie Phillips at 310-877-2819. You don't want to miss this one.
Your smile is key to your overall health. Put it into good hands with Loberg Dental. We are restorative dentistry experts specializing in fillings, crowns, dental implants, root canals, and more. Come experience our exceptional care for yourself with a special offer for new patients. Your first exam and set of x-rays is free without insurance. Let us give you something to smile about. Visit drloberg.com today to make an appointment and get your free exam and x-rays.
We promise to meet you with an open heart and curious mind. To never have the answers before we've heard your story. Because you are not everyone else, and healthcare is not one size fits all. Highest performing hospital, top-ranked physicians, 50 convenient locations, right here in Orange County. You, empowered by Hogue.
Hi, I'm Dan McEachern. 35 years ago, I was lucky enough to get my start in Laguna Woods. First, building patio rooms, then kitchens. Our cabinets are all built locally in Irvine. It all began with patio rooms, like this Majorca model, which we made into a complete room. I'll pull permits. We'll take care of everything. Give me a call. We'll do a nice job for you.
Hey, welcome back to the program. Joining us today is the McEachran Construction, and we have not only the father and son, it's a father and son business, just like the old days. We have Dan and Brando joining us today. Thanks for being on the program today. Now, Brando, I remember we talked to you about a year and a half ago. You were kind of fresh out of school, and we're kind of, figuring out what you were going to be doing, and you were, working with your dad, I'm sure, all the way from a little kid till now.
Yeah, I've been in the area a long time.
How's that transition been going for you?
It's been going good. I've been doing a lot of patio replacement.
Right.
It's replacing old panels with a new one. It looks really good. Looks brand new.
Yeah.
Doing that for, about a year now. I'd say I've been doing it more regularly. But it's been great to get to know the community better, spend more time in here, more professionally instead of just like a little kid.
Exactly. I bet when you were a little kid, you didn't realize all the work your dad was doing in this community, right?
Yeah. No, it's been interesting. He's probably more successful now than he has been at any other point. So it's been cool, kind of seeing it all work out, and kind of.
Yeah.
And you worked with Steve too. Remember Steve?
With Steve.
Steve's a great framer.
We have a lot of the same subcontractors. Since I've been like 5. See a lot of the same guys.
And that's what's important, because you've established a foundation of subcontractors and work ethic. And now Brando's kind of taken that lead a little bit, and you've kind of set the tone. You probably, when you were little, you're like, man, Dad's always working. And, he comes home tired, but you realize what effort it takes to have a successful business, right?
Yeah, it's been good for both of us.
Yeah.
And my wife is kind of helping out too.
Of course, it's a family-run business, right?
It is, for sure. Yeah.
And now you used to do a lot of different things in the community.
Yeah.
But now you're really focusing on that patio enclosure. I like when companies just want to focus on what they do best, right?
Yeah, we kind of started out years ago, 35 years ago, doing patios and that, and then sort of transitioned into doing a lot of remodels and kitchens and bathrooms and all that. And then, a few years ago, we decided just to go back to doing the patios, and that's paying off good, because it's pretty busy, and it's
well, there's a lot of opportunities in our community, because people always want to have that extra living space.
Exactly right, and especially during COVID and all that, people kind of, backed off a little bit in some of this stuff, and then I think they said, well, let's do a little patio, a little more less expensive, I think, and so I think it's worked out for us.
Yeah, and one of the advantages of working in our community for so long is you start to understand the whole permit process that we have in our community, because you not only have the HOA restrictions and rules, but you also have a city process as well. How has that permit process been working out for the both of you?
Well, it's like, one thing really good is my wife, who used to be in the mortgage business, was, she left that a few years ago, and now she took over pulling all the permits, and that took a lot of stuff off of me. That pulling permits, I did it all, but I never really liked doing that part of it, and she's actually kind of and it worked out, because it freed up a little time for me. And I'm a bike rider, and a couple of days, like Tuesday and Thursday, I like to get out and ride.
Yeah.
And so I get up, do a little work, I can get on the bike, ride for like 40 miles, and I can take my phone with me. Right. I get a call, and so, but the other thing is, on permits right now, for years, people that have their patio, and they bought the house, and it may have had a big slab in the back, or it may have had a smaller one. And for years, Laguna Woods, the HOA, allowed them to square this off and make, let's say if the slab was only out 8 feet, and they would let them go out another 2 feet or so. And that was the way it went until recently. And now we're like, someone will call and have me do a proposal for them, and I'm like, well, you can't go out. And so, that's kind of been a bit of an issue. Right. And so I'm hoping that maybe someone may change their mind on that issue at some point and let us go the whole distance. But, the permit process is, with my wife doing that part of it, and the homeowner, the office there where we get the permits, they're doing a lot better. So we're getting... the process seems to be working a lot better for all, especially for the residents, and especially for our contractors out there. They want to get the work done. Yeah, exactly. And it is. And that's good for all of us. Absolutely. Now, how are the commercials working out for you? You've been doing some pretty cool commercials the last couple of months. The commercials, we got started with those, I don't know, a year and a half ago, I guess. And I didn't really know what to expect, but thought I'd go out there and give it a shot. And it's been really good. It's surprising how many people come up to you and say something to you. And the guy called me the other day. Hey, I see you on those commercials with your son.
Yeah.
I love those commercials. And
Right.
He's been getting most of the limelight, though.
Oh yeah,
He's
Well,
definitely.
his personality and his enthusiasm really comes across not only on our show but on the commercials as well.
Yeah, and it's kind of, you forget that the commercials are running all the time. Then people come up and, as I'm at the store and this lady come up and said something. It's like, oh, the commercial. Yeah, you say, oh yeah. So they're actually kind of, they stand off a little bit, but they see someone on TV, they think it's bigger than it is.
Exactly, yeah. You're Stater Brothers, you're waiting in line and someone's staring at you and then you're like, do I know you?
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, oh, you're the person on
right.
TV.
Because a lot of time someone that I may have met them 10 years ago, and then they're looking at me, and then I'm thinking, do I know them from I did work for them, or is it the commercial?
Exactly.
So,
well, you guys are celebrities now.
It helps, and it's helped the business.
It's good for business, right?
Yeah.
What has been surprising to you as far as working with the community and the different residents that you've encountered?
I think just like the long-term relationship you can build with some of these people, just over time. Like some of the most important people in my life growing up were just customers that my dad had met, and then transitioned to just just a friendship.
Right.
I don't know, some of your viewers might know Nina Bryce specifically, but she was a former client of my dad, and she was basically like my godmother growing up, pretty much. So there's a lot of you form a lot of long-term relationships with these people that you meet through beginning with a business transaction.
Exactly.
And Jim and Christine just
and I went to a Tigers game with a guy from over here.
That's something.
So it was meet a lot of people and you do other stuff, find out about them. So it's been a lot of fun.
Great. Well, we're at March already, the middle of March. Can't believe it's already that. Of 2025. How do you see the rest of the year turning out?
Man, I just from the start, I'm thinking pretty good. I think it's going to be a good year, and with Brando doing some of these panel repairs, we're able to do that. That's a nice little business. These old panels have been, old covers have been up there, and I have these panels, we can place them. And he took that over, and it takes a certain skill to do this, and he's done real well with that. And with the patios, and especially focus on patios, and I think they're going to be real good. I have a nice little lead to go talk to a customer after I leave here.
Great.
Remember, I got told them, I called them last night, said, hey, turn on channel TV 6 this morning at 9, you might see me.
Exactly. And you'll be coming right over.
I know, I'll be over afterwards.
Yeah. As you start working on all these different things, have materials changed? I know they've changed a lot since you started, but I see technology and I see materials changing for the better. Yeah,
that's why specifically a lot of the stuff I'm replacing, it's a lot of older stuff. They don't make the same. So you can replace the plastic panel; they still make those. You can't replace the older metal, the larger kind of scaffolding. So that's why the patio rooms that he's doing mostly now, I'll help get prepared for that, whatever, do the demo, and then I'm doing a lot of the older replacements to kind of bring them up to the 2025 standard.
Right. Wow.
So we're getting there.
Yeah. So they are. Things are. The windows we put in now are pretty much just as good as you put in a house. All the dual pane, low E stuff, and they're thermal broke, and so they're really effective.
That's great. Well, if anybody wants to get a hold of you, they just got to, stop you at Stater Brothers. There you go.
Yeah.
Or, whenever you guys are working out in the community, if a neighbor sees your truck out there or sees some of the people working, come on over and be happy to talk to them and see what you can do for them.
Yeah, and we got our shirts with the things on there, and we're going to have some T-shirts made up so Brandon can wear them out. Yeah. And
Well, congratulations. I think it's it's a wonderful story that you have your family-run business and you guys are being successful, and you have a lot of great opportunity in our community.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. Brando, we'll see you again, right? Great.
Okay. Thanks, Paul.
Hey, we're going to be back with Old Pros right after this break, so don't go anywhere.
Annette, how long has it been since we built your patio room?
A couple, 3 months, I guess.
Yeah. So how's it working out for you?
It's just working out great, and you did it in such a timely manner, and we just love it out here.
Yeah, and when you gave us this job, I told you, we'll do a nice job for you. Did we?
Absolutely. You really, really did it. We couldn't be happier.
Thanks a lot. Give us a call. We'll do a nice job for you too.
We all have has the power to shape the world. We're connected to the world we share, to each other. I am future. I wait in the world of Echo.
Echo, the spectacular new show by Cirque du Soleil, opens May 23rd under the Big Top at Laguna Hills Mall. Tickets at cirquedusoleil.com.
The world is yours to create.
Echo thanks its official partner, Air Canada.
Hearing connects you back to life. Don't settle for being trapped in the isolation of poor hearing. Advanced Ear can help you hear friends, family, and caregivers. We provide one-on-one hearing programs that will amaze you with the quality of how much better you can hear. There's no cost to hear the improvement we deliver. You'll be able to hear better the minute you put these on. No buttons to push or technology to be afraid of. We deliver better hearing, guaranteed. Come in so we can connect you back to life. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
Hi, my name is Annette, owner of Window Jazz. We're here in Laguna Woods, replacing old windows with new, energy-efficient, state-of-the-art products. We're here with our installation team, upgrading old windows to make this property feel new and beautiful. New replacement windows and doors will make a major impact on the appearance of this home. They'll increase the property value and save homeowners money by reducing energy costs while providing a comfortable indoor climate. Let Window Jazz do the same for you. Call us today for a free consultation.
Hey, welcome back to the program. We have the old pros joining us on the set now, and that's Michael Pontecorva and Keith Lee Wilkinson. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Glad to be
You
here.
and I have never met, so
No,
it's
we
nice
haven't.
to meet you. You've been here in the community
Very
5
nice.
years now?
That's correct.
Where'd you come from?
Massachusetts, 39
Really?
years.
Wow.
Yeah.
What brought you out here, the weather?
Yeah, no humidity. I know people out here think there's humidity. They have no idea what real humidity
exactly,
is.
right. You've been living here in the community for some time now.
Well, since 2020.
Wow, okay.
So,
about the same?
4 years, yeah, about the same.
Where'd you come from?
Chicago.
Okay, same kind of
Yeah,
climate
the weather.
at times, yeah, right. Well, you're going to have a wonderful show, and this is James Joyce's The Dead is a classic story, and you're going to be one of the main characters in this. Tell us a little bit about that character and how this production evolves.
Well, do you want to talk about how the production evolved? Or?
The production evolved because quite a few years ago, I saw the movie by John Huston and liked it, thought it was really good, read the story subsequently, and thought, oh boy, I'd like to produce that, I'd like to direct that.
Yeah.
I found a script that was an abbreviated version, and I thought, okay, let's give it a try. And I started trying to cast this last September and had quite a lot of difficulty finding people at the time. But it all came together, I think,
Yeah, it's a great cast.
in January. And we've got Gregory Anderson playing the lead. We've got Carol Glenn, Leanne Nolan, Cheryl Baker, and Keith Lee.
Wow. Tell us about your character.
My character is Molly Ivers, and it's a small part, but it's a great part because it takes place in 1904 in Dublin. So women have a certain role. You know, they're supposed to be quiet, subservient, and the other characters in the play are very staid. They're very strict about societal norms. Molly is not. And Molly comes in and kind of shakes things up with Gabriel and has her own opinions and wants him to do something, and he's very resistant because he's very arrogant, which means he's very insecure. He's a really layered character. He really doesn't, he struggles with his identity, and so blames everybody else when he's uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah, but anyway, I love my part.
Wow.
And if I may, it was on the doorstep of a revolution in Ireland. Southern Ireland became a free state in 1922. So when this was written, those kinds of feelings and emotions were already happening. Right. So Molly is also
Irish nationalist in the show, and that theme comes out.
Right.
And there's an Irish name for it, which I have trouble pronouncing, but it's League of Women. And they're a paramilitary group. They took up arms.
Wow.
And there's no doubt to me that Molly was one of the instigators of that. She is so passionate. It's a real moral thing for her.
Right. Why do you think she was so different back then? You know, was she raised in a certain family, or she just feisty?
I think she sees the world differently than they do. I think that they are more insular, certainly Gabriel is. And she is more aware of her community, of how the oppression of centuries by the English has affected her country. And she wants the country to heal. She wants the country to be independent. She sees it. She's more open to the world and more analytical. Gabriel is only sees things in the context of who he is.
Right.
Doesn't allow for people to have their own identity. Their identity is just what he thinks. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
So,
yeah. And she's a visionary because, you know, those times were very difficult, you know, just to get by and just to feed your families.
Oh, absolutely.
You know? So how rewarding is this production and how this whole process has been going? How rewarding is that to you to see it evolve?
Very. Recently, when we had a dress rehearsal and everybody came in costume, it was a very exciting moment because all of a sudden it took on a different level of reality. Don't you think? I mean, I was that day.
There are some actors who say that when they put on the costume, that's when they inhabit. And I put on this hat and I was like, okay.
Wow.
You know? Yeah, it's been great fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, what do you think, like the audience, you know, what will they take from this? It sounds like an emotional and a very, you know, conflict with Gabriel and this whole process. So, you know, what do you think the audience is going to take from this?
Well, the Joyce story is that Gabriel, who is the teacher, who is the character that Molly is describing, concludes that, you know, that he has contemplations of mortality at the end, and you know, and without being too pointed, that's something that we all deal with, and the significance of our lives in the face of that. Someone said that, you know, within a generation, people will barely remember you. Within 2 generations, you never existed.
Exactly.
You know, so that's so your self-importance today looks kind of silly in retrospect.
Right.
Go ahead.
And I think with his revelation at the end, I think he realizes that he hasn't engaged. He hasn't seen his wife as she is. Do you know what I mean? It's great. But and I've said this to Michael 100 times, that one of the things I love about this, it's a drama. And we usually do comedies here. People love comedies, but it's a drama.
Right.
And I love that we're bringing that to the village.
And with mortality, we have regret, right? So that's what sounds like he's going to be experiencing during this production.
Yes.
And I think regret does run through the whole play with Greta, and I don't want to say too much, but
it sounds like a terrific production. This is going to be on Wednesday, March 26th. That's
Clubhouse 7, Wednesday, March 26th. Doors open at 6:30. Unfortunately, this will be the one and only performance, so don't miss it.
That's right.
and only $5 for people who don't belong to Old Pros.
That's
only
a deal.
$5.
It sounds like a terrific production.
Yeah.
And for $5, if you're not a member of the Old Pros, it's definitely going to be well worth it. Clubhouse 7, just down the street from us here in the community center. Congratulations. Welcome to the Old Pros, and we look forward to your performance. Michael, you're always bringing us great performances, so continue the good work.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Hey, we're going to be back to wrap up the program right after this, and check the weather as well. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to OCI Care, Laguna Woods' premier laser and premium cataract surgery center.
I just wanted my cataracts removed. It was pain-free. I was so impressed because I was so frightened to have it done. After surgery, I was able to use my eyes immediately. It was a miracle, really.
It's just been wonderful to be able to see everything. It's even better than he said it was going to be because I saw instantly.
Caring Senior Service provides a variety of care services to help seniors age in place. We follow the mantra, when family can't be there, we can. We started our business almost 30 years ago because we realized that seniors in these situations still need loving care. To learn more about how we can help your family, contact us today.
Freedom Village Skilled Nursing offers rehabilitation after surgery with our team of on-site therapy professionals. We are proud that our quality care measures are recognized by Medicare. We support you with your recovery with a caring staff and registered nurses around the clock. Freedom Village Skilled Nursing is conveniently located near 3 hospitals, open to the public, and offers private Serenity suites. Call today to experience first-class care for your loved one.
Well, don't forget, we have our movies coming up. That's going to be on Friday and Saturday. And our Friday movie is called On the Waterfront. This is a classic made in 1954 starring Marlon Brando. And we do thank our sponsor, Harvard Eye Associates, for helping us out with that movie. It's an ex-prize fighter turned New Jersey longshoreman as he struggles to stand up to his corrupt union boss. And this includes his older brother. And he starts to connect with the grieving sister of one of the syndicate's victims. I'm sure some of you saw that quite some time ago. It also, stars, of course, Marlon Brando, like I just said, but has some terrific cast as well. So that's going to be on Friday. And then on Saturday, we have another great movie. This is actually starring James Coburn, and that's A Fistful of Dynamite. It was produced in 1971, and we do thank RadNet for helping us out with this movie. That's at 2 o'clock with subtitles and 6 o'clock without. In 1913, bandit Juan Miranda and fugitive IRA explosive expert John Mallory joins revolutionaries as they target a bank, only to unwillingly free political prisoners, turning Miranda into an accidental hero. That sounds like a terrific film. That's going to be on Saturday at 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock. And looks like we're going to have some terrific weather for you for the next week or so. Looking outside right now, we still see some snow in the mountains, and we're going to have some wonderful temperatures in the 70s and some nice overnight temperatures in the 50s. So get out there, enjoy your pickleball, your tennis. And speaking of pickleball, my good friend Boston Tom was here yesterday. What a character he is. If you know him, just go on over the pickleball courts, you'll hear him. He's a terrific individual, and enjoyed my conversation with him yesterday. Hey, I enjoyed being the host of your show for this half hour. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you again next time on This Day right here on Village Television.